Okay, guys, so we have another polynomial. Lucky for you, this is already factored because that's not the point. The point today is not to learn how to factor, but to figure out when we have positive intervals and negative intervals. So if I were to make each one equal to 0, x plus 2 equals 0, 2x minus 3 equals 0, and x minus 4 equals 0, we would find out that our zeros, it's when x equals negative 2. Look at this one. Plus 3, 2x equals 3, divided by 2. My other 0, it's when x equals 3 over 2. And finally, when my x equals to positive 4. These are my 3 zeros. So on this graph, my graph is going to look like this. At negative 2, it's going to cross right here. At 3 halves, it's 1.5. So at 1.5 or 3 halves, it's going to cross right there. And at 4, it's also going to cross there as well. That's your x, that's your y. Well, before I teach you how to graph this, continue graphing it, let's just post it on Desmos, see how it's going to look as well. Let me put Desmos out. So we're putting parentheses x plus 2, parentheses 2x minus 3, 2x minus 3, parentheses x minus 4. Okay, so looking at this one, guys, look, we still have the same zeros. And they're actually now telling you how the graph begins. So if I were to graph this, you guys, let's use a different color. Let's use, how about green? If I were to graph it right now, guys, we start from the bottom. We go down, we start down, and then we go up. And then it's going to cross again at 3 halves. And then it's going to cross again at 4. Oh, you can do a better job, Mr. Mo. Let's do it one more time. Go down, go, there we go. And finally, go up at 4. There you go, much better. Well, we got our answers here, guys. Let's get rid of decimals. But now we need to understand the intervals. When is a section positive? When is a section negative? Well, when x is less than negative 2, let's go back up. Negative 2 is right here, guys. Something that's less is this way. Well, when x is less than negative 2, is my graph going up or down? Look, if I were to pick this point, is my green line up? No, my green line is down here. Down here all the way. Well, guys, whenever something's below the x, isn't that negative? Because look, we have negative numbers here. Negative numbers. So everything below the x is a negative. So this section is negative. Now, between negative 2 and 3 over 2. Between negative 2 and 3 over 2. Look at this, guys. Where's my green line? My green line is above the x. So all my positive numbers, look, positive 1, positive 2, positive 3. So between that section, everything is positive. Positive. Between 3 halves and 4, between 3 halves and 4, everything is where? Negative. You see, the line is below the x. So that's another negative. And finally, when x is bigger than 4, when x is bigger than 4, where's my line? Above, right there. So that's how you check. There you go. That's how you check whether an interval is positive or negative.